Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a popular personal finance book written by Robert Kiyosaki. The book is presented as a series of lessons learned from Kiyosaki's two dads, his real father, Poor Dad, and the father of his best friend, Rich Dad. Here are the key lessons from the book. Key Lesson 1. The importance of financial education. Rich Dad emphasizes the importance of financial education and understanding how money works. Poor Dad believes in traditional education but lacks financial literacy. Kiyosaki stresses that traditional education often neglects essential financial skills. One of the fundamental lessons is distinguishing between assets, which generate income, and liabilities, which incur expenses. Assets are anything that generates income or appreciates in value over time. Examples include rental properties, stocks, bonds, businesses, and intellectual property, such as books or patents. The goal is to acquire assets that produce passive income, meaning they generate money with minimal effort on your part. Assets put money in your pocket, increasing your net worth and financial security. Liabilities are anything that takes money out of your pocket and doesn't generate income. Examples include mortgages, if the property isn't generating income, car loans, credit card debt, and other consumer loans. Liabilities can also include personal items like cars, boats, and gadgets that depreciate in value. Liabilities drain your resources and can hinder your ability to build wealth. Poor Dad sees traditional assets like a house as valuable, even if they don't generate income. He believes in job security and saving money, but lacks a deep understanding of how to leverage assets to create wealth. Poor Dad doesn't differentiate as clearly between assets and liabilities. He considers a home a significant asset, despite the ongoing expenses it incurs, like mortgage payments, maintenance, and property taxes. Poor Dad is more focused on reducing debt and maintaining job security rather than investing in income-generating assets. Key Principles 2. Investing in income-generating assets. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the concepts of positive and negative cash flow are central to understanding financial health. Positive cash flow. This means that the money coming into your pocket from investments or other sources is greater than the money going out. For example, if you own a rental property and the rent you receive every month is higher than the expenses, like mortgage, maintenance, and taxes, you have a positive cash flow. Positive cash flow is desirable because it provides you with income that you can use, save, or reinvest. Negative cash flow. Conversely, negative cash flow means that your expenses exceed your income. Continuing with the rental property example, if the costs to maintain the property are higher than the rent you receive, you would have a negative cash flow. This is problematic because it means you're losing money, and it can lead to financial strain if not managed properly. Managing cash flow. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki offers several actions to manage and improve positive and negative cash flow. Here are some key strategies. Managing positive cash flow. 1. Invest in assets. Focus on acquiring assets that generate income, such as rental properties, stocks, bonds, and businesses. Assets should produce positive cash flow and appreciate in value over time. 2. Reinvest earnings. Instead of spending the income generated from your assets, reinvest it to acquire more assets and grow your wealth. 3. Monitor and adjust. Regularly review your cash flow statements and financial performance. Make adjustments to investments and spending as needed to ensure your income continues to exceed expenses. Managing negative cash flow. 1. Reduce liabilities. Identify and minimize liabilities such as high-interest debts, expensive loans, and unnecessary expenses. Pay off debts as quickly as possible to reduce interest payments. 2. Increase income. Look for opportunities to increase your income, such as starting a side business, getting a higher-paying job, or investing in income-generating assets. 3. Budget wisely. Create and stick to a budget that prioritizes essential expenses and limits discretionary spending. This helps ensure you live within your means and avoid accumulating debt. 4. Emergency fund. Establish an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses. This prevents you from relying on credit and worsening negative cash flow during financial emergencies. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a calculated risk refers to making informed decisions about potential investments or opportunities after carefully analyzing the associated risks and rewards. Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes that taking calculated risks involves thorough research, understanding the financial implications, and weighing the potential benefits against the possible downsides. By doing so, individuals can make educated decisions that maximize their chances of success while minimizing potential losses. Here are a couple of examples of calculated risks from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. 1. Investing in real estate. Kiyosaki often discusses buying rental properties as a calculated risk. Before purchasing a property, he would analyze the local real estate market, calculate potential rental income, and account for expenses such as mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance costs. By thoroughly evaluating these factors, he could determine if the investment would generate positive cash flow and be a profitable asset. 2. Starting a business. Kiyosaki shares his experience of starting his own businesses as another example of taking calculated risks. Before launching a business, he would conduct market research, create a business plan, and estimate the costs and potential revenue. By understanding the market demand and financial projections, he could make an informed decision on whether the business had a good chance of success. In both cases, the key is to gather as much information as possible, analyze the risks and rewards, and make decisions based on thorough evaluation rather than impulsive actions. This approach helps mitigate. Rich Dad, Poor Dad emphasizes the importance of financial education and the mindset shift from earning a salary to building assets that generate income. It encourages investing in assets, understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, and taking calculated risks to achieve financial independence.